Hello aspirants, I welcome you all to Defense Info, a one-stop solution for all your defense needs once again. So this is Shubham and today I am bringing you in this video about SSB marking scheme, which I have decoded it thoroughly for you guys to make it very simple, right? So this video is a very highly requested one because I believe at this particular point everyone is curious about how the marking system actually functions or how the marking is done, right? And out of that thing I'm bringing you this video which will cover all the aspects about from day one about how you are judged, what is the marking scheme that you are judged upon, and how much marks you are awarded about, right? So this video will cover the entire three wings, the services: Army, Air Force, Navy. And this is about me. I have already qualified AFCAT 6 times, 4 times CDS, and I'm a 2-time recommended candidate also. Okay, so without further delay, let's start. Now, when we talk about the SSB total marks, right? I'll just bring the pen in now. Yes. So the total marks here is 900, right? Now this 900 marks is fixed. Whatever your entry may be it UPSC, be it NDA, be it Air Force, whatever entry it is, this is 900 marks always. The parameter on you which judged on, the basic marks, this 900 remains the same. The only thing that happens is, it just gets converted into maybe lower form, right? Out of say 300 or 200, which you guys see, which I will basically covering in the later part of the video. Now this is for all the Army, Air Force and the Navy entries. Okay, so total marks is 900. Just note down this, right? Now how is the marks distribution is done actually, right? If you can see here, you can see the psych, the interview and the GTO, they all comprises of 225 marks each. So they hold 225 marks with them, all individual in their capacity. And there is something called the fourth technique, which is the conference, which again holds the 225 marks, which total adds up to 900. So if you see and sum up the three main techniques here, it will come down to 675, right? And 225 is reserved for your conference. Based on your these three techniques, your overall performance is analyzed, and then you are awarded a marks based upon that, right? So now if I talk about the pattern, basically now this is called a tick pattern actually, and this is for individual tests. So what do I mean by tick pattern? What I say now, tick pattern is basically is nothing, it's very basic, and it is just a marking system and nothing else, right? I'll just show it. Wait, yeah. So here the lower number is the better number. Okay, the lower the tick pattern, the better the marks a student gets. Now how does it happen? Now this is for individual each and every, this is out of 225, right? Now what happens is, talking about first 5 rows here, right, all the recommended ones. Now what is this? Now if a student gets somewhere around 112 and above, right, 112 to maybe 202 and greater than that, then he is recommended in all the instances out here. He doesn't need to bother. So in that particular test, suppose if a candidate has got 180 marks, suppose in a particular test of psychological, say, so he'll be recommended in psych, right? So this is how system goes. Now, but what the majority of the students fall in? The majority of students, they fall in this pattern, 6, 7 and 8. The tick pattern 6, 7 and 8, and of course 9 is very common, the rejections are, but maximum candidates, they fall in this doubtful section. And what happens here is, this 90 to 111 and 89 to 67, these two are the broader sections out here in which most of the candidates, they fall here, right? So suppose if you are getting say 70 marks, so you will be adjudged 7 tick pattern, and based on that a score will be provided and you will be placed in a doubtful section. So suppose if you are again scoring 70 in psych, 80 in GTO and 90 in say interview, so your overall this would be a doubtful one, right? So I'll come on to that in the later part, but as of now just remember that this is the thing, that if you get marks from 45 to within 111, you are in the doubtful section for that particular assessor, right? And that corresponding tick pattern is 6, 7 and 8. Anything below that, you are totally rejected. You have not performed anything like in that particular test, right? So this is the thing. Now if I go ahead, if I talk about the day one screening test marks, like many students ask, does it even have a marking system or something like that? Yes, it does have a marking system. So what is that? The total marks allotted here is 100, as you can see here, right? Now I have segregated it into two parts, basically, which is the OIR and the PPNDT in the first day, right? So OIR here has a marks distribution of 50 marks out of the 101. So it holds for 50%, and again your PPNDT it holds for 50%, and an aggregate of both it is done, and then you are recommended for phase 2, or maybe you are sent back on the first day itself. Now what do I mean by remarks here? Suppose if you want to get screen in, when you get screen in, you must have then performed absolutely well in the OIR, scored greater than 70%, and you must have done very well in the PPDT, which is again scoring more than 85%. If you fulfill these two parameters, then you are for sure going in the second phase. If any of the parameters, if you are failing to meet the criteria, then it's a tata bye bye, right? So this is the thing out in the screening portion. So this was regarding the screening portion, but since this is only a filtration test, right, so we'll be more focused on the main test, the psych, interview and the GTO, right? Now what are the minimum marks to get in the discussion phase? As I already talked about, that you need to get at least some marks, some threshold marks at least to have in that discussion phase, right, wherein wherein your as a candidature, whether to recommend you or not, could be discussed in the conference. So that also has a particular marks, and that is how much before your recommendation. The total marks is 675 before conference, of course, and up until that point you must have reached 240 marks. The score should be 240. So this 240 can be like anything. Suppose you are getting 100 in psych, right, and again you are getting say 70 in interview and again 70 in GTO. So total how much is it? It's 240, right? So you are eligible for discussion. It could be other way around, then you can always apply a permutation and combination out here. It could be anything, but the total of all the three tests, it should come down to 240 for at least discussion. If you have already performed very well, say 100 in all, so you are already 300. So you will be recommended in any ways, because you are good in that particular test, say psych, GTO and all. So this is the thing. And for recommendation you need 270 marks, right? 270 marks you need. I'll just write it in fresh. Yes, so for recommendation you need at least 270 marks out of 675, so that it's a direct recommendation for you, right? 240 is just for discussion. You must have seen candidates waiting for 10, 15, 20, even 30 minutes long, and discussion takes on place, and then they go in, and maybe if some questions are asked or something like that, but the discussion goes on it goes on for very long, right? Why does it happen? Because he's a discussable candidate, he's a borderline candidate, what we call in the particular system. So these are those candidates who have just somehow crossed that mark, 240 plus, maybe 245, maybe 250, something like that, right? So if I come down to the percentage of marks that you need to score, it comes down to a mere of 35%, right? So it is very less, but again a lot of effort needs to be put even to achieve this 35%, right? So moving forward, now if I come down to the conference marks here, right? As you can see here, I have mentioned the marks range total. It is out of 675, and the remarks here. So if you are getting less than 240, then you are not recommended at all. Forget about recommendation, right? If you are in between 240 and 270, which I mentioned just before, you are in the doubtful phase. And doubtful phase means you will be discussed in the conference. And if you have already scored greater than 270, then you are sure shot recommended candidate, right? Then hardly any discussion will take place and you will be recommended straight away. Okay, so this is the thing. Now final marks. So what is the final marks? Final marks is after allotting your conference marks. Now suppose if you're getting recommended in the discussion phase, SSs have decided that okay, we'll recommend this candidate. So what will happen is they'll give some grace marks, and overall your score will be greater than 360, right? And you'll be made recommended. And suppose your overall score was less than 240, or maybe even if you were doubtful candidate, but due to some reason maybe they just dropped you after the discussion, so still they'll give you some grace marks, but that will be again less than 360 and you will be not recommended. So these two are the only categories after the final marking. Either you are recommended or you're not recommended, right? So these two are the only things. Now if I talk about some illustrations, right, what I've been talking you, so I'll just show you also. So this is the result basically which I fetched from the UPSC website for Combined Defense Services 2019 second examination, which just got published some days back. So this is for Indian Military Academy. Now I have chosen Indian Military Academy because I needed this SSB marks. Now this is, if you can see, this is out of 300, right? This is out of 300. And if you see here, the SSB marks are 130, 142, 128, 129, 141, right? You can very clearly see it. So what is happening here? I'll just zoom in. Yes. So what is happening here? Now SSB is out of 900. So you must be thinking, why is it being given in 300? Now this is a ratio which basically UPSC like holds for making the merit preparation, right? Otherwise there is no significance other than that. So wait, yeah. So what will happen is, yeah, so now if you break it down, this score 130, it is out of 300, right? If you multiply it with 3, what is coming? It is coming 390, right? So if you just 1/3 the score, because the marks, total marks also got 1/3, right? 300, but our SSB was from 900. So the same score, you just 1/3 it, or like you just multiply it with 3, you will get the total score out of 900. So this total score, it never goes beyond 121. 121 is the last marks that you will find in the website. You can just check it for all the recommended candidates. 121 is the least marks which you will find, because what is happening here, if a candidate is securing 121, then how much he is securing out of 900? He is securing 363, and what is the passing marks? It is just 360. So he is just been recommended, right? 360 is the just bare minimum and 363 is the passing. He's just crossed it. So 121 is the least marks which you can see out of 300 here, and the maximum, it can go up to anything depending upon the various entries. It can go up to 150, 160 also if it is an NDA one. So that thing depends upon the trainability factor and all, because marks are allotted for various factors, right? Now you must have a question that, okay, understood about this 300 portion, but what about the guys who are in OTA, who are for OTA, right? 200, because they have their SSB marks out of 200. So what about them? The same funda applies here also. When you are breaking down your score from 900 to 300, in the similar fashion, this is broken down in the format of 200. You just calculate it by applying the formula. You will see that 81 is the minimum score that a candidate will score, the least marks in the SSB for getting recommendation. And when you calculate it down, you will again see that it is crossing the 360 mark out of 900. So ultimately what is happening, you are being judged out of how many? Out of 900 marks, irrespective of your entry, be it any entry. For AFCAT also I'm telling you, many will think that AFCAT, because AFCAT Air Force, what it does is it never reveals the marks. But believe me, what happens is they also have this thing of 900 plus 300 written, and then they convert this thing out of some marks, and then they offer. But again, it is 900 only, right? So the SSB marks are fixed. It is only just the conversion based upon the different entry. Okay, so there is nothing like different from it. For the Navy also, INET or any other entry, general service or something like that, it is same. So this brings down to an end to the video, and I hope your each and every doubt was cleared out there. And if you have any sort of doubt other than this, please feel free to comment down in the comment section. I'll be glad to help you out there, and you can always reach out us. I've already mentioned the email and the WhatsApp number. You can always check it out in the description section and reach out to us. Okay, so friends, since we are growing, please do like, share and subscribe the channel and help us grow a big family, because you also are a part of our family, and we want you guys to grow big and ultimately see in the uniform, donning the uniform and doing service for the nation. And this photo I have attached here out of my good old days back then, and this is the thing you also are working hard for, right? Because this is what you earn, right? This is not what you purchase. So to have a sip of tea, coffee, milk, whatever you feel like in this cup, you have to earn it, right? And to earn it, we at Defense Info are always there for you. We'll always work hard together and will make your dream come true. So having said that, we'll see in another video. Thank you and goodbye.